Hey guys, thanks for checking us out. Today's little lesson is going to be how to properly analyze an opponent. This is something I find a lot of rec players don't do that well. They really don't even think about that side of the court. It's all about them. It's about my side of the court. And the only way they think is if I play good, that's my goal. And it's really, to play really good, you got to understand your opponent. Sometimes I like to say that you're the second most important person on the court. The very highest players are very aware of that side of the court, what their opponent does well and not. But how do you actually go about analyzing an opponent? Well, we're not talking about someone that you might know. If you know them and you've watched them, they're a teammate or a friend or someone you've played before, then right there you have a lot of information. But I'm talking about a new person. I don't know this person, I'm about to play them, and how can I start to analyze? Before I get too deep into the match, I want to know some things. So I think a lot of that can start in the warm-up. And there's really three things. So what we like to teach our players is in my warm-up, or soon after the match begins, I need to know three basic things about my opponent. Number one, I need to know if they prefer the baseline or if they prefer the net. This is the first thing I need to figure out. Now, we know statistically that most players are going to what? They're going to prefer the baseline. But that's the very first thing that I need to know, because that will determine a lot of what my strategy is going to be. Now, I would do that in warm-up by just feeding short balls and see if they take the bait and come in. I can just watch. I've literally seen opponents of my players play a match or warm up for a match, and an opponent never came up to take volleys or overheads. So obviously, if they do that, you can be for sure that they prefer the baseline, okay? And you need to know that. So the second thing that I think you need to know is what their preferred strike zones are. So there's really 4 strike zones on the screen right now. I'm going to show you the 4 strike zones. They're really 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the highest one. They occur on both the forehand and the backhand. And now if you're on the court, if I'm warming up with Carly and I don't know her, I can just start feeding balls in the warm-up with different trajectories. So I might feed one like this, and I'll see if she loves it up there. And then if I push one really high to her backhand, I'll see how she does. The next thing I can do is just with my feet alone is put one more in the strike zone 2. And without too much effort, if I'm thinking and looking for it, I can determine pretty quickly, man, that girl loves high forehands, and she hates high backhand strike zone. So that's something you should be looking for. And again, very few rec players ever think like this. The third thing that you need to determine is if they like power or if they don't like power. Some of that should be evident to you during warm-up, but you can do this by basically rallying with the person. And if I leave a short ball, if I just kind of push it short, I'm going to see them come up and do, that was almost too short. I'm going to see what they're like when they come in. And I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to give it a number like, hey, this person, you know, I think their favorite power level on a scale of 1 through 10 might be 7. They're really comfortable. Other people you play like, wow, they hit 8s. You know, they live at 9, for example. So if you figure these things out, you're going to have a way better analysis for your opponent, so you can start the match right away with some good strategizing. So that's when it really happens. It really happens in warm-up. I think warm-up is grossly misused for figuring this kind of stuff out. So if you do that, get in the habit of doing it. If you're a coach, show your players how to do it. It could really help them quite a bit on the court, give them a better chance to win. So thank you guys for checking us out on both my websites, tennisdrills.tv, our coach's website, also our free website, jorgecapestany.com, which by the way has all free instruction. You can check it out. There's all kinds of topics, serves, returns, it's all free. And as well on that site, you can get some really cool footage of the pros in high definition and slow motion. If you are watching this video on jorgecapestany.com, I encourage you to please scroll down. We'd love to have you leave a comment. That's how we get better. I read all the comments. If you have a question, leave it there and we'll get back with you. So good luck to you on the tennis court, and thanks for checking us out.